My name is Will Baker. I'm going to demonstrate how to do the Texas Middle School Fluency Assessment. I have with me my son Joe, who's volunteered to help us out in this demonstration. And we appreciate you being here, Joe. Thank you. And we're just going to show you briefly how to go about administering this test. What you're going to need, first of all, you'll need a timer. I've got a little iPad timer here. You'll need your subject. You'll need a copy of the passages for your subject that you can print out from the CD that you have on campus. Okay, I would print out the cover sheet. That way you can cover the passages until he's ready to read. You should have your student record sheet. Okay, and on this sheet you will keep track of how the child has done during the test. You'll also write down their answer to the summary question at the end of each passage. And you should have your copy of the passages, the examiner copy. Okay, the examiner copy front page tells you exactly what to say to the student and gives you a bulleted list of what to do to complete the test. All right, so let's demonstrate it, shall we? Joe, you ready? Mm-hmm. I want you to read this passage out loud as fast as you can. If you get stuck or come to a word you cannot read, I will tell you the words so you can keep reading. When I say stop, I may ask you a question about what you have read. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, you will begin as soon as I turn the page. Go ahead.
When Jane Goodall was a child, her family heard a letter. It was from an old classmate whom...
Stop. Okay, you'll circle the last word read, and then you'll ask this question to the student. Tell me in your own words what this passage is mostly about.
Jane Goodall's fascination with things.
Okay, and then you'll write down the student response on the record sheet. Okay? Then you'll say this. Now, try this passage. Ready? Begin.
During the War of 1812 between the United States and Great Britain, refused to go until one more task was completed.
Stop. Tell me in your own words what this passage is mostly about. Alright, so what I'll show you here is Joe made a couple of errors. I've crossed out the words where he made the error and wrote in what he said, including the number. He misread the 1814. He read it as 1914, so that does count as an error. And then he said house instead of our, so I crossed that out a bit, originally and wrote down house, but then he self-corrected. And when he self-corrects, that doesn't count as an error, so you might want to put an SC there to let yourself know, do not count that as an error. Okay. And then, of course, I circled the last word he said. Now try this passage. Greta von Trombone. Ready? Begin.
Greta von...
Stop. Tell me in your own words what this passage is mainly about.
Greta von Trombone's musical ability and imagination.
Okay, again, I've circled the last word. I don't need Joe anymore. I can say thank you, Joe.